you, nothing's important.
Okay, so we're gonna work from high guard. We're gonna basically pull, and we're gonna pull them forward, right, while shooting our legs back, and we're going to roll when we do this, right? We're gonna pull them forward, like so. We're gonna roll underneath them while going, right? I'm going to pull this with me. I'm going to chop this one down when I'm going, right? So I'm gonna pull, chop, and I'm gonna tuck. From right here, I'm going to connect my hands to my thighs, right? From here, I'm going to start to come up. See how I've captured this shoulder? I'm going to start to pull this hand. Sheesh. Does this pen look very comfortable? No, but it's very powerful, right? Again, we're working on pinning, not submissions. There's so many submissions from right there, but we're working on pinning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically chop, right? I'm going to pull while I turn, boom, capture, right? This way, if he's trying to escape or any of that kind of stuff, I can hold him here at this moment. Can you get away from me, sir? Right? I'm going to take this hand. I'm either going to try to grab this arm, but I like this better. It makes it easier to build up. I'm going to come on top, and I can suck them in, or I can just build up and go to the back. Tracking. I just want you to feel that position out, because all I'm basically doing is this. Everyone tracking? Connect. Stepping past. Chop. Pull. Tee off. Keep control. Make sense? Yeah. Oh, hi, gentlemen.
I noticed you like put the leg in before you even roll.
I can.
But you,
So I would
you
normally
suck that in before you even really.
when I'm going, it's going to be like this.
Yeah.
Right? And then if I have the ability to control the legs to get better positioning, aka I'm up, not on the bottom, I will take this. Because this is far more dominant and I can beat the shit out of you.
I think it was just your hand
Right.
in there, like you said.
Can you escape really well?
Yes.
Go ahead.
No.
Right. And while I'm doing this,
Yeah.
this ain't UFC. Punches the back of the head. All right. So understanding this principle, right, of being able to take people's limbs out and control them, right, because they're through extension, leads us into things like this, right? His hands are behind his back, right? I can now lock him up. I can keep control, and I can do things like single-handed chokes, right? If we can catch people like this, we can trap it behind the back, like so. Single-handed chokes. Does that make sense? Now, obviously, you've got all kinds of fancy submissions you can do. Right, go back to turtle. Right, same principle, driving just like a cow catcher or anything like that. And if I catch that leg, we go into crucifix or anything like that. So, you can see the submissions are there, because the isolation is there. Does that make sense?
That's not.
It gets worse the other direction.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
Okay, so now that you see that, you can catch this position in a lot of spots. One that's probably going to be like, oh, I can catch this is side control, right? So for side control, turn this way. Achoo, achoo. All right. If we understand the chancery position, aka crucifix, etc., right, and we start to get this up, and I start to build him here, what is happening to this hand right now? It's becoming the pivot point, right? So if I can get him to rotate, right, how are you going to escape? All right, keep going, you're fine. All right, so he went flat. Most people, once you get them to that angle, right, anything of this nature, they're going to have to try to run away. almost running man, or turn away from you. All right? If they turn into you, cool. We're just going back. We're just gonna work. All right? If they turn away from you here, keep that, because I'm not gonna let go. You see this hand? It's gonna become the pivot point. We're gonna let them rotate, but we're not gonna let the hand itself go. So continue to do your escape or anything like that. So right here, I now have that same style of lock because it's underneath. And you see I pivot him towards his shoulder, right? That pivoting motion changes this angle, right? So I'm gonna drive him. You see how it's shifting like that? I'm gonna drive him over, putting it behind him. That angle is gonna change everything about what happens, right? Once that elbow is past his body line, it becomes very easy to control him by just even putting my hand in here, right? Assuming I have some form of control like this, can you get this hand free? So you're gonna give it deeper. Cool, I like that. Right, and then it makes it easy to double up, come back into what we were talking about, right? So, again, side control. Cool. We'll own one side, right? We're gonna play, incentivize them to turn, right? When they start turning, we're gonna keep the hand pinned or whatever, driving forward, right? And then right here, we're gonna roll them. From right here, getting this grip is very easy. Does that make sense? And then we can go into chancery, etc., double lock control. So, all I'm looking to do, keep one limb isolated while they're here. When they try to move, I'm going to drive their body to be like this. And then I'm going to collect. Is everyone tracking? Cool. Give it a try. So, I think this is the same thing as a crucifix. That's why I just didn't show it. I'm going to show it now so you guys can understand it. Taking your hand, grabbing inside of this, right? Boom. See how much misalignment I'm causing, right? I can drive him up onto his shoulder, right? I can do the same thing here, pulling him towards himself. See how easy it is, right? This is the same thing as a crucifix though, right? I'm showing it to you in a fashion that you don't have the crucifix. In the fashion that you'd be somewhere like this, like you don't have the control to get, because you're maintaining the space really well, right? Say I can't get underneath his head, right? Like, cool, all right. Now I can drive him, keeping control, and now it's back. Now I have it, right? See, I can make the same connections. I can pass that arm through and come into a single hand holding both. Is everyone tracking on this? How I'm able to pass that hand through? I'm literally taking from right here, right? That's under control like this. I'm going to shove it down, pass it across my body, ooh, and now we are trapped in here, right? It's two holding one. Does that make sense?